Hi, welcome everyone. I'm going to walk you through how to edit very quickly your videos for putting that on YouTube. And I want to kind of offer this, and I'm going to kind of back down my mic just a little bit. But I want to walk through that and show you some of the things that I do use for creating those. And this may be a little bit more of a lengthy tutorial. Excuse me. But I do hope that I'll be able to kind of give you some insight into what it takes to put that together. And so for right now, I'm using OBS Studio. You can actually download that for free, and you get that on the internet, and it works. You can use, and that's what I'm using for this particular tutorial to put this together. But for the other, I'll be walking you through what I use to actually create, sorry about the noise, that I actually use to create my videos and how I edit those. I do edit those rather quickly. People talk about that it takes an hour for every minute of video and things like that. If you're using something that's very complicated, yes, there may be a learning curve. I am going to use something that is very simple and that comes with most Windows computers. And so I'm going to walk you through that. I'm going to switch over right now. The first thing that I did before I do that, the first thing that I did was I connected my camera. So this is the little camera that I'm using. If you are using another type of camera to actually do your recordings, you can download that however you get that off of whatever it is. I will say it is very difficult to take iPad movies that you create and edit those on here. You kind of have to do that in iMovie. So it's a little more difficult. I do know that. I knew that for a reason because I had students that actually had a difficult time. But I've connected this to my computer so that I'll have access to the things that are on there. If you're using like the little SD cards or things, if you plug those into your computer, most computers do not have the SD card slot, so you have to use the USB. But that's what I'm attaching this to. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over. You should be able to hear me still talk, and I will walk you through. So let me transition over. The first thing that you will see is this is my OBS Studio. Hi. And I'm going to kind of clear away that window and minimize it so that it's out of the way, and then I can get to the tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to find my Windows Movie Maker, Windows Live Movie Maker, and there it is. It's right there, my most used files. This has been by far the easiest. I do have the Adobe Premiere Video Editor, and what I have found from the Adobe is that I'm still learning. I have not managed to sync up the audio to the video, and so that's been a problem. So when you open up Windows Live Movie Maker, the first thing that you're going to come across is you have this window here, and you will need to add your files. And I always start in a certain order because I have my logo, and that's the first thing that I'm going to add is my logo, and that's just my intro to my business. Everything is branded, and when you're thinking about YouTube, you want that brand. You want people to see it and know, hey, this is I know this person, I know this. So here are all my little things that go with my Stampin' Up. And so I have my logo, and I'm going to go ahead and load that in so my logo is in there. Right after the logo, I want to add a title, and I'm going to slide that over behind that. Let me do it this way because I don't want that in front, and I'm going to go ahead and change everything that's in here, and this is going to be behind the scenes at Just Martha Designs. Alright, so you can arrange that however you'd like. If you would like to turn around it, I don't want to edit the text, I want to edit the color, and I'm going to make that black and the background color, because I'm going to make it just a little more interesting, maybe a blue. And so you can click play, and there you have all that. Now I like to add music just because I've seen all those fancy, I know you've seen them, all of the fancy tutorials and things that have that beginning intro. It all has music, so I want to add music, and so I'm going to click add music, and I'm going to add it at the current point because that's where we are. And if you go onto YouTube, they have a lot of free license stuff, and so that's kind of what I have. And I'm going to just click on one of these that I'm going to use, and these are all the free things that I actually downloaded off of YouTube to put on my videos. And like I said, they're free to use, and you cannot get in trouble for copyright infringement because you're using things that say free. And you have to check, because some of the people who have contributed, the contributing artists, have asked that you put a link back to them, or you give them some recognition. So make sure that you double check that. Some of the ones that I pulled off I didn't, because I use so many for so many different reasons. So once I get my music on there, I can click up at the top where it says music tools, and I want to fade in slow and I want to fade out slow, and my music volume is currently all the way up, and I want to set my end time, and so I'll click over here and I'm going to set my end point right there, so that way the music just completely cuts off. And I'll go back to home, and I'm now ready to add the video that I have on my camera. So I'm going to go down until I find my camera, and it's my USB drive. I'm going to click on video, and there's my video. And so I now have my video up, and because you have to prepare the video quality, the playback quality on this, it'll go ahead and go through all of that. And so while that is working, I am going to go ahead and click back over to the beginning. I'm waiting on all of that to happen. I want to create some little animations, like maybe some flips or some fade-ins or maybe some pixeling. You can choose any kind of a transition that you would like. I have used I've used several different types, but for this one, I think I'm going to use just the flip, and I'm going to apply that to all. And I want an automatic pan and zoom so that it kind of like moves. So looking at how that's going to work, see how it just pans across. Alright, so in immediately I found a problem. My text is not lasting long enough. So I need my text to last just as long as, and we may need to move that back. So let me see if I can move that. Alright, so I clicked on the text and I kind of dragged it back so that it starts at the beginning of this. It's still a little longer, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. And so I have all of that completed. I'm still waiting on it to prepare the video. So I'm going to go to the end because I know this is going to be the end. I will click to the end and I need to add in I'm going to add a credit in, but this is not going to be a credit. I want to go ahead and change my background color so that it matches the beginning. For my text, I'm going to keep that in the white, and so I will say leave it as credits, and I am going to use this. Let's see, set of credits. Okay, remove that and go up to the top with this. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my website at and always make sure that you proofread before you publish. Just Martha Designs, and I want to, let's see, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more great ideas and tutorials. Alright, so this is going to scroll up. Let's see, where's the scroll up? There's the scroll up. So this is going to scroll up. I want the time that it takes to scroll up to last 20 seconds. Let's see. Maybe a little longer. Let's try 30 seconds. Let's go here. 30 seconds. So that people have enough time to read. That's one thing you need to make sure that you're always aware of. How long is it going to take someone to read what you have posted? And for the transition, we're going to do another one of those. Now, let's not do that. Let's switch it to something really different. Let's do this one. Yeah. Alright, so I want to, from here, I want to add music. And so this time I'm going to click add music at the current point, and I'm going to do the same music that was at the beginning. And for music, same thing, fade in slow, fade out slow. And I may make my start time just a little bit different. I'm still waiting on that to prepare the video. And so I have everything ready except for that part. And I see that my video is going to be really short. It's about 15 minutes. But there are some things that I need to edit out. And I'm going to talk a little bit about editing out the video. And I may want to make this a little bit longer. Let's see. Alright, so I made my music just a little bit longer, and my text, this one's going to be, yeah, that'll work. Okay, we're ready. We're just waiting on video. So while I'm waiting on that, I will transition back over and talk about a few more things. I will be posting down below. You will find a link to where to find the OBS Studio if you're interested in that. I do use OBS Studios for my live streams, and once you input your information from YouTube for the live streams into it, you can broadcast from your computer straight to YouTube and do a live stream. Or you can do what I'm doing, and I'm actually creating a movie, if you will, and recording everything, and then I'll turn around and plug that into my Windows Live Video Maker and have that available as a little quick tutorial of how to do that. But I will have links to the cameras, links to the lighting equipment that I use. A lot of times the things that I use are very simple. If I can create it myself, I'm going to use it myself. If I can't, then that's a little bit more of a problem. But at this point in time, I don't have any plans of creating a tutorial on how to use OBS Studio. And the only reason why is because I'm still in the learning stage of how to use the OBS Studio. I still find different things that I did not know was available or on there. And I do apologize on, like, my hair is having a day. We've had some very dry weather, and so I'm starting getting flyaway hair, and I really need a haircut. But I think the longest amount of time that it actually takes is creating that, or getting it to process the film, or not the film. I'm old school, so we process film, processing the video so that you can use it. The Windows, I'll transition back. The Windows Live Movie Maker, you can see that there are multiple things that you can use to share, and it even has a straight to YouTube. You can share it straight to YouTube if you like. I will show you what I'm going to do once it finishes. We still have a little bit more to go. Oh my goodness, this is taking forever. Well, come on now. You can even add in, like, webcam video into your movie if you'd like. There are multiple ways that you can do that. You can even create snapshots. So if you're using this to create a tutorial, you can use the snapshot where you will freeze or stop the movie wherever you want. So just pause it and create a snapshot. So if you're doing a tutorial and you want pictures to go with the tutorial that you're creating, that's a great way. I mean, you just snapshot it and save it automatically into the folder that you want to. It does come up at the end of your movie, and you have to, gosh, that's so loud out there, and you have to turn around and delete those off unless you're wanting them in there. Like, say maybe you're wanting to talk about just that particular point in there. you can do that, but it's not necessary. Transition. I'm going to transition back over. I'm still waiting. I have just a little bit more time left before it is finished. It says it's preparing item 1 of 1. So at least it's just one. It could be more. But let's see what I could actually talk about for right now. The Adobe, I'll even tell you, the Adobe it takes a long time for it to come up. So, and the amount of time that it's taking me to create this video and this recording is how long it would take for the Adobe to come up. My computer is really not, it really is not beneficial for my computer, and it's because my computer is very old. I purchased this back in 2012 when my other computer just decided to die. My children slammed slammed the laptop closed one too many times, and a friend of mine suggested, you should just go out and buy yourself an HP. And so I did, and it was really great. It was like fast back then, and now it has so much stuff on it, and there are so many programs that you add to it, and they require so much RAM in order to process them, or to process things. And so Adobe is one of those things. I actually have Adobe. I have not only the video editor, but I also have the Adobe Photoshop, because at one time I loved to take pictures, and of course I scrapbook. I don't do that as much anymore. I do miss it, and I will probably do a tutorial or two on that at some point in time, just because I miss it sometimes. I no longer have the camera equipment that I used to have, and that's something that I hope to do once more. But it was more important that I sold all of my photography equipment except for the lighting and my tripod. I sold everything else in order to have a chance to purchase a car that I would not have a car payment on. And so sometimes life happens. Let's see how much more time I have left. We're almost complete. So like I said, the longest part that it's going to take for creating this is going to be that process time. So let me transition back over, and I'll minimize that. So we're almost to the point. One of the things that I did note when I was creating the video, and it's not one thing that I note. If there are things that I know that there are mistakes in there that I have to take care of, I try to give myself a clue when I'm videoing. And so you can, and you do have the opportunity when you are videoing. If it's live, it's a little more difficult, because live videos mean that you have mistakes are going to happen, and they are just there. There's nothing that you can do about editing live. Some of the things that I do have control over, so in the OBS, I use my OBS for my live feeds. There are things that I could probably, I could transition out of if I have to adjust something, but live video is live video. It is happening, and there's nothing that you can do to control what's going on. For the video that I did today, if it is something that you know that you're going to be videoing this and then you're going to edit, you have more control. And so that's one of those things when they talk about the time that it takes to the time that it takes to create your videos and edit your videos, that's what they're referring to. So we're going to go ahead and start, and the first thing that I'm going to talk about is I'm going to go through and it's going to play. Alright, so I'm going to give myself a visual cue that says I need to cut it off. I started the video and I was not ready to start the video. I should have just waited and had everything together. So here is me starting my video, and you're going to notice that there's going to be something that happens.
That I love about
Waiting for the hand signal.
is that they have a lot of really great products that you can use, and when you join as a demonstrator, you can join as the business model, or you can join for the 20%.
And no, we're not going to sit here and watch this for 15 minutes for everything. I'm just looking for something.
Means that you get all of the items that are located.
And alright, so you saw my hands come across. I'm going to stop the video right there because that is my cue that I can cut out all of that information. So there's another cue that says when I come back, and I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to flash forward, drag it until I see it again, and
Everything up. And I want to start with the fact.
alright, so it was a quick one. Alright, so that was, even though it wasn't on camera, that was my cue. I'm going to go up to the top where it says Video Tools and Edit, and I'm going to split right there. This part right here, I'm going to do a right click and remove. I do not need that information. I do need my transition, and so I'm going to go back and put my transition in, and it was the flip right there. So that has been added. I can tell that my music is just a little loud, so I am going to back it down just a little bit. I'm going to go back and see how it plays out. So I had one more in there, and I'm going to split, take that little portion out, remove it, go back, put my transition back in. Really wish, oops, come on now. Where's that? There it is. So there's my transition, and I'm going to go, I'm not going to go so far back. That's up as loud as it'll go.
And I've spent a lot of time trying to set everything up. And
alright, so I know that there's another place in here that I need to go through. I'm not going to watch everything because everything to me was great. I talk with my hands and you can see that. But I sneezed at some point in time. So I've got to go back and find the sneeze.
You may notice it's a selfie stick. So I have attached a selfie stick to a tripod that I own. And that becomes my overhead camera station, if you will. I have lights that I have purchased, or I could always film near the window, and the window has light colored curtains, and everything in here is white, so it reflects light. But these are like simple things that I have. the camera that I am currently using, I will actually put that in the, I'll put that, I'll actually put that in the description box at the bottom. Matter of fact, I'll even put the lighting, that I use. That'll also be in the description box. You'll find that below. But this is basically one of those little cheap, like a GoPro. It's the Vivitar. And it works really well. It sits inside. Before I had this, I actually had another camera that I no longer own anymore, but I had that camera, and it was on, of all things, a wire clothes hanger that my friend helped. Your phone can be used to create videos, and
All right. Sneeze should be coming up soon.
can be used to create videos, and you can then upload those videos to YouTube. And that's a great way in order to help promote your business. So today was all about providing you with a little bit behind the scenes, if you will. My work area for the most part, I try to keep everything handy.
I can't find the sneeze.
I have like a magnet sheet hung up.
I was pretty sure it was toward the end. I think it was right after this because my son came out of the bathroom. He is like waiting for me to finish this shot,
And I should be surprised.
and now he's walking by.
And then I have some of my little hand punches there. I have those that I keep handy. And I still have a lot of junk that's just sitting around my room because I'm still trying to organize things. But that is a very quick look at some of the behind the scenes things that I have going on. But like I said, I'll put some of that information below if you're looking for it. I don't know if there are others out there who are trying to possibly get that word out, possibly get started on the video making tutorials and things. But you may want to know how to do that. And YouTube is really great. It's a great tool to use, not only for the card making tutorials, but to reach and get a further reach on things. And then you have the whole possibility of making money on the side with YouTube. So having that possibility of having some passive income come in, and passive just means that it's not something that you are doing because as part of your business. It's just something that's happening because of your business. And so I think that that's a great way for anyone who is looking to possibly get another revenue stream coming in. That's the way to do it. So hope you enjoyed this. See you. Be sure to check out my website. My website is www.justmichaeldesigns.com, and I am Michael Thurston. Nice to meet you. Bye.
All right, so my music is not going to play. I don't know what happened to the music at the end. That must have disappeared. Probably when we started changing things around. So I am going to start my music right here where it says add music at current point. Go ahead and put that back in. Did not find the sneeze. I'm very disappointed in that. And I'm going to back that time up just a little bit. so that music starts. There we go, just like that. And that needs to be, the text needs to be slowed down. Text duration, go back to 30. And now I need to go back and find my sneeze. And I think it was somewhere around here.
Has light colored curtains and everything in here is
Before
white.
that.
Talk about buying and putting together a whole lot of items and putting together, a place to make videos. I make videos because I enjoy making videos. But here's a little behind the scenes. So we were
All right.
talked about buying. Move my camera from the stand, and so this is, you may notice, it's a
Let's try to
selfie.
find it one more time.
So I have attached a selfie stick to a tripod that I own, and that becomes my overhead camera station, if you will. I have lights that I have purchased, or I could always film near the window, and the window has light colored curtains, and everything in here is white, so it reflects light. But these are like simple things that I have. The camera that I am currently using, I will actually put that in the, I'll put that, I'll actually put that in the description box at the bottom. Matter of fact, I'll even put the lighting, that I use. That'll also be in the description box. You'll find that below. But this is basically one of those little cheap, like a GoPro.
Right,
It's
so-
a guitar. And it works really well. It sits inside. Before I had this, I actually had another camera that I no longer own anymore, but I had that camera, and it was on.
Maybe I can't find the sneeze. Alright, so I can't find the sneeze. Sneeze is just going to have to stay. So I'm going to show you what I do. I have everything that I want in there. I have my end elements, I have my beginning elements, and I have my film, and I have edited my film and cut things out that I needed to cut out. If there was anything else that had to be cut out, I would have did the same arm movement so that I know that I have to cut the film right there, and then I'm starting all over. So those are just some cues that I use. I will go over here and I will go to Save Movie, and I want to save it for the computer, and this is going to save it in a Windows movie file basically. So I have my Windows Media video file. This is going to be behind the scenes of just like a designs, and I'm going to save that, and so it will save it and I can upload that to YouTube. And as this is saving, I can go ahead and go away because this is going to save my movie. I have edited everything that I need to edit out, and it will not let me pull that up. Yes, it will. Okay, so here, let me transition back. So it's going to let me save that video file. It is creating it for me. If I need to convert that to MP4, I can always take that and upload it into my Adobe. My Adobe does have the ability to process it into an MP4. I don't worry about that. It's going straight up to YouTube. So that's no big deal. For anything else that I'm going to do to the video, chances are I'm not. I like the ability to use YouTube, and YouTube will read the Windows Media file. so that people who don't have the ability to watch those, they can through YouTube. So I don't really worry about that too much. But I hope that you found this very helpful, and I hope that this is something that you will be able to use, whether it's using it for your business or whether it was, maybe you didn't know what it takes to edit your videos and you've never had that kind of opportunity to do that. But this is a really good chance for you to do that. Any questions, just give me a shout and I will be sure to reach out to you so that I can help you out. I don't mind doing these tutorials. I'm a teacher, that is my profession, and so this is, to me, it's very easy to do. But I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and so that other people can find me and have that opportunity to learn. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed 2018. And I hope to see you on YouTube.